And welcome back, everybody, to I'll Hang Up and Listen. Brought to you, of course, by Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you ever need a beer, get over to Fatty Beer. Let them know over here at Two Goalies, One Mike sent you. And as always, a shout out to our sponsors at Extreme Discount Mattress, with Western New York's finest selection of mattresses and adjustable beds, featuring the Cool Gel Memory Foam, two-sided mattresses, Telelay Latex, organic mattresses, Chatham & Wells, Scott Living, and even the Skechers mattress, all for a third to half the supposed sale prices anywhere. Stop in at any of their 7 locations across Western New York or check out their website at extrememattress.com. If you're looking for even more savings, check out their closeout center at 1625 Walden Avenue in Cheektowaga. With up to 80% off their already low prices, save a fortune on one-of-a-kinds, closeouts, and floor samples. You can get a quality mattress for literally pennies on the dollar. Extreme Discount Mattress. We sell mattresses for less, a lot less. And of course, don't forget, if you mention that you are a fan of Two Goalies One Mike when you go in for a mattress, you get a matching mattress protector for free. Hurls, I think the title of this episode says it all. The Sabres absolutely flamed out tonight. Slow start, went down early 2-0, battled back, and then just absolutely pissed down their legs in the third period.
Yeah, if you start the game horribly and finish it horribly, you're not going to win, even against the worst team in the league. For whatever reason, similar to the Blues game a couple weeks ago against a really bad team, at least relatively to the rest of the league, coming off a back-to-back where they were – maybe it's at least slightly bad luck that both teams were just pummeled the night before. Maybe that's a kick in the ass, a little extra motivation for them to come out strong. Both the Blues and the Flames took it to the Sabres to begin each of those games, coming off wins, coming off a little bit of optimism, and they did not translate it whatsoever. You could see it from the first period, and somehow even in the third, they didn't have the legs against a team that not only played last night but played at 8:30 East Coast time last night. And I was watching the Flames broadcast to begin the game. They said they got into Buffalo at 2:30 in the morning earlier today. So
they didn't get a normal morning skate. You know what I mean?
Didn't get a normal morning anything.
Yeah.
They probably, their game day routine was completely different, and maybe that could be a benefit sometimes and make you not overthink things. But it's just a clear talent disparity. They weren't playing their starting goalie in Dustin Wolf. They were playing, as soon as I saw Devin Cooley was in net, a former Sabres prospect, I knew we were going to lose. It's just like, it feels like
that name looked a little familiar.
It feels like that always happens, which is just adds to the lore of how cursed we are. But yeah, it was just extremely disappointing, bad all around. You had a chance to get some momentum leading into the weekend with like someone like me who's gonna be home for the holiday. I'm gonna be home for a wedding and then home for the week after for Thanksgiving. A lot of people coming home that normally wouldn't necessarily go to games that would be more excited to go, which tonight may have factored into them not making that decision to head down there. So we'll see. I hope not. I'm still going to go. But yeah, it was not good. And I would say the worst loss of the season.
You'd have to be a really sick individual to like pay even like scalping price of like the $10 tickets that they cost right now to go to a Sabres game, because it's just like they play 2 really good games in a row, battle back against who was it? Detroit.
Yeah.
And they beat
they have the comeback win against Detroit and then
the Oilers. So it's like, you played 2 really good games there. You hung in and you shut down the best player in the world. And then in a game where all day, like when people ask you, like, what do you think of tonight's game? They need to win. Is this a must win? I'm like, I'm not going to use words like must win because the East is so close. But if you want to be taken seriously as a potential wildcard team, yes, this is a must win.
Yeah, I mean, it was as close to it as you can get. The season's not over, obviously, given the parity in the Eastern Conference. And let's say they win against the Blackhawks and Canes to finish out this homestand, then I think people will at least slowly buy back in again. But everyone should proceed with caution and tread lightly. Even after those 2 wins, I was at least thinking that internally, that this team hasn't proven consistently enough that they're able to win the games that they should, and they're able to play consistently over a even 3 to 5 game stretch, let alone a 2-game stretch. I can't remember the last 5-game win streak from this organization. So
Yeah.
it is, obviously overall, we all know what the issues are, but as it currently stands, there are guys on this roster that injuries included, shouldn't be playing on this roster in the moment. And that includes guys like probably Krebs and Greenway, who are
they were the whipping boys tonight for sure.
Well, I think they have been, at least for
a
few weeks now, and not even just this season. Like I was looking at the advanced numbers after the game, and Greenway was outchanced 5-23 tonight. And eye test analytics, that's just bad.
We've been talking about it too.
Really bad. And tonight's not the only night. He doesn't have his legs. He doesn't have the energy and the physicality that he did, that everyone was so excited about when he got traded.
Look at this. Krebs had over 18 minutes of ice time tonight at 5-on-5.
Yeah, and
that's incredible.
Especially in the third period, him and Mallinston were out there a lot. It's not good. It's not good enough. It's probably not going to be good enough. I would love to say that they could put something together, especially when Zucker and Benson are back, and even Kesselring. But history shows that they're never going to have a fully healthy lineup this entire season. I do feel at least slightly optimistic that the upgrades we're going to get with Zucker and Benson coming back are going to be a team that's closer to that stretch that they had after those first 4 games. But that's still likely not good enough, which is very unfortunate.
This is disgusting if this is true. Rosen and Austin only had 10 minutes each tonight. That's gross considering how well they've been playing and how much this is what drives me nuts about Lindy too. Like, I love Lindy Ruff, man. Like, I do. Most Sabres fans do too. But there is no multiverse at all where Jordan fucking Greenway and Peyton Krebs should be getting more ice time than them two right now. There's no universe. Get me Doctor Strange. Tune up all the universes, all the multiverses. Get them all out there. There is no universe out there where Noah Ostlund and Isaac Rosen should be playing less, not just less, 8 minutes less than fucking Peyton Krebs tonight. No way.
Yeah, those time on ice numbers are 5-on-5 because both Rosian and Ostlund did get some power play time. But I think 5-on-5 is really important. And yeah, it's nice to have them on the power play unit. It looks good the past couple of games, but you got to make an impact in every area of the game. Yeah, 18 minutes for Krebs is the second most amongst forwards, which is behind Tage Thompson, which is pretty remarkable.
And even if they did play the power play, like realistically, how much power play time? I mean, how many power plays did we have tonight?
3.
So what is that? Like a minute and a half extra of ice time?
They each got about 3:45 extra.
3:45. So they played. Is that what it was? Is that the number say?
Yeah. So were
they in the first unit or the second unit?
Well, not extra actually. Sorry. They each got 3 minutes and 45 seconds of power play time.
Okay. So, but regardless, it's just still not enough time for those two, given the speed and the skill. And there's nothing that Jordan Greenway does or that Peyton Krebs does that I see that justifies. And don't get me wrong, we love Peyton Krebs. He's an instigator. He gets a rise. He's an agitator. He does all those little things right, but I mean, he produces on the score sheet once out of every 10 games, man. In a team that desperately needs to score goals, when you're missing this much talent on your roster due to injury, there's no reason those two should be getting that much more ice time than two skill guys.
Yeah. Another chart I just saw was that. Oh God, Sabres defense was largely bad tonight, but Byram and Timmins were particularly bad, and then Power and Bryson were as well.
And I know
really,
I don't want to pick on Owen Power. I don't. But that
you got to pick on. If you pick on Owen Power, please pick on Bowen Byram.
No. Like, trust me, dude. Bowen Byram in his own end is, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, Daisy. She's telling you right there. She's losing her mind. Bowen Byram starts losing her mind. But like, it's for. You want to take over here for a second? You can talk about Bowen Byram.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to just be him. Powers -2, Byram's -3, Bryson's -2, Timmins is -3. I mean, that doesn't say it all because plus minus isn't the best indication always, but at least defensively, those guys were outchanced significantly tonight. Samuelson, he had a quote after the game. He says, maybe too many guys are passengers.
Samuelson saying that.
That's really telling. I mean, he had the best analytics tonight amongst anybody on the team, and he's had that pretty consistently over the past month or so. So if anyone's going to say that, I think it's Mattias Samuelsson at the moment. He's been producing, and he's also been really good defensively. So hopefully that sends a message. I would like to think that losing to the worst team in the league and in the fashion in which they did would strike a chord amongst these guys, especially the ones that didn't play well. But again, we've been Charlie Brown with the football, Lucy pulling it out the last minute too many times. It's going to take 5 games in a row for, I think, anybody to actually fully believe. Obviously, you thought they should have won tonight. On paper, they should have won, just like the Bills should have won on paper against the Dolphins. But this is the National Hockey League. Like, Jonathan Huberdeau still plays for the Flames, and he's consistently killed the Sabres throughout the years. So I mean, Nazem Kadri had 5 shots in the first period. Like, these guys aren't junior players. Like, it doesn't matter who they are or what their record is, especially on the road. They were 2-9-1 coming into the game today on the road, and they treated you like you were a junior team. So, yeah, maybe too many guys are passengers. That's a good quote, Matthias.
Yeah, it's and he's not wrong. I wonder how Marty Wilford is still here. I'm sure I'm not the like defensively. I mean, actually defensively, they haven't been that bad on their own end this year. We talked about it last night on Two Goalies when Mike, especially with the things they've dealt with, as 5-man groups, like kind of like just the in and out, different players not having consistency in your lines. Defensively, I'll say this, man, like it's hard for me to really gripe too much. Individual play, sure, we can talk about Owen Power, we can talk about Bowen Byram, but like I think as a 5-man unit, especially on the penalty kill, when they are killing, they have been good enough defensively. I think Colton Ellis had his worst game of his pro career tonight, no doubt about it. I do want to speak to this, and I said this in our chat. I've liked a lot what I've seen from Colton Ellis. He has been a bright spot, and it's really cool that we got that guy off waivers, considering what we've been through at the position, and to find possibly a hidden gem like him on waivers is awesome. But he really, really, really needs to work on that rebound control, because sometimes he's a fish out of water and he's kicking pucks all over the place. And it wasn't just tonight; it's been almost every single one of his starts.
Yeah, maybe he's gotten a little bit lucky in other starts, but luck is inherently part of the position of goaltending. And I think that most of his numbers have supported that he has, aside from tonight, has been really solid. So I'm
not saying he's been bad. No, he hasn't been bad.
No, I know. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, no, it all factors in, right? Like, he hasn't been perfect at all. No, and nobody said that. I just think that sometimes rebounds, especially in the way that they're positioned and approached by the opposing team, like, I think especially for a younger goalie that doesn't have a lot of experience, like, teams are going to specifically go for that, like far, like coming on a 2-on-1 or even a 3-on-2, like a hard shot to the far pad. And I think we know as well as anybody, like, you can only do so much with that sometimes. So that also falls on the defensemen and the forwards to know that that might be a strategy of the opposing team and to lock up the guy on the back door, that type of shot and that type of play is specifically catered for. So yeah, I mean, obviously not his best night, and we've seen that many a time from a Sabres goalie, but I'm not going to put this one on him.
No, they were just terrible. I mean, he probably, out of those 6 goals, he probably wants 2 back, right? Like it's there's nothing. That was just bad luck off the backboards. Like that's going in out of 100 goalies, because like you just can't predict that type of puck luck in that situation. The one where Power failed to tie us, I think that's the right one. I think that he needs to have his stick on the ice there too. And he's done that. I think he's done that a couple times so far, but he's gotten away with it though. But maybe that one, and there's maybe one more. But like again, Colton Ellis, Alex Lyon could be in net tonight, and I don't think it would have mattered. You know what I mean? Like maybe Alex comes up with maybe 2 out of those 6 that went in. But for the most part, I think he was left out to dry.
Yeah, and even the ones in the third period, I think we know as well as anybody, when the game's out of reach, your focus isn't quite there, and it's not the same. And I don't necessarily care about those. On the topic of goaltending, really quickly, I think we all can agree that the goaltender interference call was
I was waiting to get
brutal.
to that.
It was pretty brutal.
That was awful.
Still have no idea what the NHL's definition of goaltender interference is. I don't think we ever will, because they've defined it, but they don't stick to that definition when making judgment calls on the ice or in the decision room in Toronto. Nothing's consistent. Nothing speaks to the rule book. I guess you could say that, yeah, he was in the crease, but he was already through the crease by the time the shot was attempted. He barely made any contact whatsoever, especially not to the point where it affected Cooley's ability to make the save. And I said earlier, if a goalie doesn't react after the goal goes in,
he
grabs the puck out of the net and has no outward vehement reaction whatsoever, I think that's a pretty good indication of whether it was goalie interference or not. And especially given that it was called a goal on the ice. Refs, I think, are like with the tush push in the NFL, like guys are made to look out for that type of stuff now. And if they didn't see it initially, and it takes,
I'm going to bring it up too. I want to bring up the
slow-mo replays for them to overturn it. It's wild to me. And I know we're biased, but I would say the same thing if it was against us. I really would, because as a goalie and as someone who's dealt with that type of thing before, you know the difference. You know when you're bumped into or someone's in your crease and affects your ability to make a save. And that wasn't the case. Tage said it after the game. He said explicitly that it was a horrible call.
That was one of the worst calls I think we've ever seen.
I mean, there's been a bunch. And like, that's the tough part, is that the best league in the world can't figure out such an important ruling, and they don't have a clear definition for it. And it's really unfortunate. Like, I think the NFL has done a better job of defining a catch than the NHL has done of defining goaltender interference. And that's really saying something, because the NFL has not known what a catch is for the longest time. So yeah, it's not the reason they lost the game. I think it would have helped with some momentum, but be it as it may, it is still egregious.
I'm bringing up the goal right here, because it's you're right, man. There's no reason, like, you can't convince me that Cooley did not have enough time to reset even after the quote unquote bump. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it right here. He kind of splits those 2 D men, bumps him slightly, but like when he touches him, like Dahlin is barely even beginning to his wind up for the shot. Cooley has plenty of time to reset to make this save. He just does. And I think that's sped up a little bit even too. Like, and they're getting absolutely torched online for calling this, for overturning this. Like,
I would even like it would help their case more if it was like a 5-hole goal, or even like somehow went through them. But it's a bar down, like, snipe. Like, that's going in no matter what. And I think that's why Cooley reacted the way that he did. Like, he didn't look around, turns around, grabs the puck,
throw his arms in the air, shrug, nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean, goalies know, and they have a general idea of these things, and maybe that, well, that's not how you govern it. But at the same time, I think that's a pretty good indication of when it actually is or isn't. So it's unfortunate, but
I just want to find.
just like the Sabres losing tonight, it's not at all surprising.
I just want to find the actual the video we tweeted out, because it gives you like essentially the Darlene angle, which makes it even look even more egregious. Let me see if I can find it here. But it was just I know Mike Harrington was losing his mind. I know Barnaby kind of like defended it. A guy I've recently enjoyed following on Twitter since he's gotten more involved, Owen Parker, Bulldog's son, who also played in the O. Like, he defended it at first, but then later on, after watching it back, he even went back on it and said, no, that was definitely not a goal. Like,
Cooley also initiates contact. He puts his gloves out and pushes Tage to the side. Like, Tage actively is trying to get out of the way of the crease. And Cooley, in the screenshot that I'm looking at, puts both his glove and his blocker into the right side of Tage's right leg. And he's the one that initiates contact.
Hey, right here. Can you see it? Right here.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
he's
already
so
passed.
much time to reset.
I mean, whatever contact there was, it was minimal, and it was minimal enough that he still had time to get square. And
even if he does, the puck's still going in the net.
And even challenge he could have, but he was deep in his net. Like, obviously it's bar down, it's going in on any goalie in the league. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the reaction says it all to me, and he had none. So
and here's the thing too, is like, it's not like it went far glove side where maybe you can make the case because Tage bumped him into his blocker side more. Like, he actually bumped him further to his blocker side. Like, if anything, I mean, you're maybe helping him getting square. I don't know how to phrase it, but like, come on, what are we doing here?
I will say though, when I saw the first replay, said out loud, "Oh yeah, they're calling that one back."
Yeah,
because it's predictable. It's how they've done it recently. It's how if there's any type of contact, if there's anyone even within an inch of the crease, this has been, for the most part. I know that I said that they haven't been consistent, but like, they've been at least like somewhat steady with that like general like type of play. And it's really unfortunate because that's not the letter of the rule.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I mean, what's more like egregious to you about tonight's loss? Is it the slow start? Is it the third period? Or is it just the fact that, like you said earlier in the show, they played at 8:30 last night, they didn't get here till 2, and you're on home ice? Like, what is the most egregious thing out of those three things?
I think the last thing should make the second thing the most egregious. The fact that the Flames didn't get in until 2:30, played late last night in Chicago, traveled, didn't have a normal day, and somehow, after the momentum was shifted back to the Sabres after a really, really good second period, that the Flames were the team with the legs and the want and the finishing in the third period. Like, that's the most inexcusable thing to me. That even as a fan watching this game, obviously we've seen this team have slow starts before. We've also seen them made comebacks, even as recently as Saturday night, coming back from 4-1 against the Red Wings on the road to get their first road win. But to come out in the third period at home against a team that is likely very tired and not even put up a fight, have a backdoor goal go in by nobody having the responsibility to take the man on the back door, and then barely put up any type of offensive resistance whatsoever. There were no high danger scoring chances, at least that I can remember, in the third period.
No, I think
that's the worst part to me, that that third goal went in and they gave up.
They were more than halfway into the third, and Rob Ray said, they only have 4 shots on net here. Need some more desperation. It was like right at that moment, Jack Quinn kind of walked in like nobody challenged him, and he just took a shot, low pad, and it was kicked into the corner, I believe. But I was just like, why can't we just play with the desperation that we saw against the Rangers or not Rangers, I'm sorry, the Red Wings in the third period? Why can't we play with the type of urgency that we saw against the Oilers, against a team that you need to beat? You just need to beat the Flames.
Maybe it was a schematic thing that the Flames did once they got up 3-2, that they've seen a tendency with the Sabres before, that they were able to limit chances, but then that's on the Sabres to switch up themselves. Like if you see a team doing something to limit you getting into the offensive zone or gaining possession or getting shots, you need to try something different yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be adaptable. And they were not in any fashion whatsoever once that third goal went in. And maybe it's a momentum thing, but like I think people give too much credit to momentum in sports. Like that's very, very mental. Like you need to take the game for what it is sometimes. It doesn't just have to be a game of runs. It can be what's in front of you and how to execute physically on the ice or physically behind the bench amongst the coaching staff. Obviously, they're not physically, but their job is to come up with systems to look at what's in front of them and try to figure it out. And for the most part this season, that's not happening on either end, which, yeah, it sucks. And maybe it's personnel. It's definitely the front office. It's definitely the ownership. But yeah, at least tonight, the third period, I think was the worst thing.
I'm seeing a lot of new faces and a lot of new names here in the chat. So welcome Mike Danisco, Dan Anderson, Tuck just coasting around. I mean, yeah, I didn't notice Alex Tuck at all. Scott embraced the tank for picks number 8 through 12. Eric Avery, welcome to the program. A lot of new names here, but I do want to address this one comment right here. It wasn't too far up. Let me bring it up. Yeah, right here from Bobby Buffalo, another new face in the chat, talking about goaltender interference. So we didn't just lose 6-2. Here's the thing, though. Like it was 2-0 at the time. You score that goal, they challenge it, and if the call should have went the way it would have, we would have ended up with a power play on that. Not that we should have any faith in the set that for power play, but still, that could have been a 2-goal swing right there, and it wasn't, and ended up continuing to be 2-0. Granted, we came back and tied it at 2. But that was a big moment in the game because obviously you cut the lead in half there and you get a power play opportunity of it for the failed challenge. So, yeah, we lost 6-2. We played terrible. And honestly, with the effort that we saw tonight, even after they tied it at 2, like, yeah, you probably still lose that game. But that was a big moment in the game, Hurls.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing something else at the moment that seems like Zucker and Benson are going to be back on Friday. And the biggest indication of who would theoretically be sat would be 5-on-5 ice time potentially. And that those three very, very clear, not losers in that category, but they have the least amount of 5-on-5 ice time are Ostlund, Josh Dunn, and Isaac Rosian. So at least mentally prepare yourselves that when Zucker and Benson come back, obviously good. It seems as though potentially they're going to send the wrong guys down, which will be unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, man. And there's nothing I've seen from Peyton Krebs or Jordan Greenway that justify them not being in the press box. You know what I mean? We couldn't win with the greatest goalie on the planet, not in the league, on the planet. We are doomed. Dominator. Another new face in the chat. Todd Rosar is like, sorry if I butchered your last name, bud, but welcome to the show. Welcome to the suck. Some more names. New Noah RB. Refs seem to temporarily lose brain cells in Buffalo. No doubt about it. Marty Dorfler, also new to the program. McKenna is sucking, is now projected to be number 2. I still think he's the best prospect in the draft. He's 17 years old and he's playing college hockey. And he's almost a point per game player. So I'm not worried at all about Gavin McKenna. Before we kick it back over to our sponsors, Hurls, any other thoughts on the game? Anything that stuck out to you that, just really irritated you before I get to my final thoughts? Because I personally, I just can't get over, Mike Harrington tweeted it out too. He goes, if you win tonight, you are only 2 points out of a wild card spot. 2 points. All like the importance of this game, and we said it earlier, like it's not a must win, but it is a must win because it's Calgary. And then that was the effort you got for 2 out of 3 periods. Like, I'm just ready to rip my fucking hair out watching this hockey team every single game. I've watched at least some of every single game. The West Coast games that started at 9, like, yeah, I kind of dozed off near the end of those. But, like, I can't do this for 82 games, man. If this is the way it's going to be, 2 wins here, 3 losses, maybe a loser point sprinkled in. I don't know if I can do this for the entire season. I can't. I won't.
I have a vision, like interstellar type vision of like you in a spacesuit, like on the other side of that wall, like yelling at you because he knows that you are going to do it.
Yeah.
And he knows that you're going to continue to do it. And we're
Be an
all going
incredible
to continue watching. Like, no, don't do now.
I know, right?
No. I'll talk to you in April.
Yeah,
but
we'll be here.
Yeah, well, tiny bit of positivity. I think Tage still looks great at center, and I hope they keep him there, even when Benson and Zucker come back. It seems like he's been reinvigorated, 4-game goal streak. So that's good news. Dahlin looks better, even after it wasn't off the ice because it seems like he was practicing while he was away still, but he seems to be flying around and a little bit closer to his old self. And I think everyone can agree those are the 2 most important players on the team. Obviously, someone mentioned Alex Tuch. I think largely needs to be better. He's been good here and there sporadically, but I think he needs to raise his level a little bit, especially, well, it may not matter to him because a team with money to spend and that's willing to spend it is probably going to give him $10 million anyway at the end of the year in free agency if the Sabres don't sign him. So who knows?
Yeah, there was a comment. I'm not going to go looking for it, but there was a comment earlier too. Like, what does Jarmo do?
Well,
like, what does he do?
At this point, we cannot forget about our good friend Kevin Adams because he's still there. Yeah, I mean, I think they are taking it game by game, and given that they didn't get it done before the season and they said that they were going to focus on this season and not worry about it. I think they're still talking. Pierre LeBrun released a report earlier, said that they're not at the number, which I would reckon that means the Sabres haven't offered double digits like Adrian Kempe got, but I wouldn't say that Alex Tuch's play this season has necessarily
it definitely has
warranted that. So yeah, it's you're between a rock and a hard place a little bit, but as we said the other night, Tuch still does have all the leverage, and he does have a very, very good bargaining position. So yeah, I guess you got to wait and see, and hopefully for both him and the team, he picks up his play a little bit because behind Tuch and Dahlin, he is the 3rd most important player on the team, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I find it hard. I mean, do you believe that they haven't even offered him $10 million?
Yeah, I do. I really do believe that.
Especially given
who who runs this team? Of course I believe that.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just so fucking frustrating. I don't even know. We're gonna kick it back over to our sponsors here at on I'll Hang Up and Listen. Just once again a shout out to Fatty Beer Company, Western New York's premier market and tap room with over 300 beers to choose from at 7 different Western New York locations. If you need a beer, make sure you get over to Fatty Beer. Let them know we sent you. They are doing a big Bills viewing party at the Lancaster, at most locations, but specifically also at the Lancaster location. $1 drafts for all Mug Club members, and of course, free pizza at halftime. And of course, shout out to Extreme Discount Mattress.
We know with Skechers, your day starts with the comfort and support you need for your feet. And now that same innovation has made its way to the bedroom. Introducing the Skechers Sleep System. With cooling SketchKnit fabric, pressure-relieving Skechers Max cushioning, and our Skechers Posture Fit support system. Your day ends just like it began, with Skechers comfort that never stops. Skechers mattresses, exclusively at Extreme Discount Mattress, the lowest prices in the nation.
So actually, Mike Harrington just tweeted out interesting stats. Devin Cooley entered this game with a 1.75 goals against and a 935 save percentage. If you're probably getting the net more, Dustin Wolf is 5-11-2 with a 308 goals against and an 892 save percentage. I mean, granted, also, I mean, Devin Cooley's probably played as much as Colton Ellis this season. So, I mean, very small sample size, but also not hard to boost your numbers against a Sabres team after, of course, they won 2 games in a row, and you come into a game against a team that you should beat, because normally in that circumstance, the Sabres love to play down to the competition.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Sabre. I think he had 5 games played before this. Cooley did. We know the Sabres' record against backup goalies. I think Rob Ray or Dan Levy said that it was the St. Louis game against Joel Hofer. They said that in the first period, and look what happened. They got shut out. So I don't think Cooley was even he made 1 save tonight on Peyton Krebs. It was a nice feed from Darlene.
Yeah, it was right in front.
Point blank, right in front of the net. But
that was it.
Credit to him. He sealed the ice, not only protecting a short side goal from Darlene, but sealed the ice and covered the bottom part of the net, and Krebs did not lift the puck and shot it right into his pad. But you got to give him some credit there. That was a nice save.
No doubt.
Other than that, though, there weren't too many high danger chances. The Samuelson goal wasn't a great goal. Obviously, the Tage goal was a rocket, even off the post. But yeah, I don't remember anything too insanely difficult for him tonight. So yeah, he played well, but I don't know. I'm not gonna give Devin Cooley the gratification of being the reason they won tonight.
Power is the whipping boy in the chat right now, especially. And I do like this comment. It is creative. Maybe if Power sleeps on a Skechers mattress, he'll sleep through Friday's game. I'll give points for creativity there, guys. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, Ellis?
I'm gonna bury this game tape like the Bills did against the Dolphins, and I am personally gonna look forward to Friday. I'll be in the building. I am home for a wedding in Toronto on Saturday, and I am looking forward to it. First game in a long time for me, so that'll be a lot of fun. And against the Blackhawks team with Connor Bedard on an absolute tear at the moment. That goal he had against Wolf last night, the pull and drag, basically inverted release he does, which is just out of this world. He is fully living up to his generational talent expectation this season. Not that he's been bad, but he's reached another level, which is pretty scary. So just like they did with McDavid, they got to do that against Bedard on Friday night. Do whatever you possibly can to shut him down and make somebody else beat you, because he's been beating everybody. So I think that's a key for Friday night. And I'll just be my hopefully 1/17,000th if on a Friday night, weekend before Thanksgiving, enough Sabres fans or enough people are home like me that are so delusional or just want to go to the game with their friends to be in the building on Friday night. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we get the good version of these guys.
I know, I'm sure I'll be seeing you while you're home too. We've already talked about it. Yeah, it's we're real sickos, man. We're real sickos. But anyways, you're getting shade for Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. We're losing.
I will say that that is my girlfriend's decision, and I support.
Whoa, you're throwing her.
I support her decision.
You're throwing her under the bus.
Her decision. I personally wouldn't have done it, but I will say it's been rainy here in LA over the past week. They're on some Christmas music. Not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world, especially in tough times, sports wise, or after a tough day at work. If you're against it, maybe try it out. I don't know. I've never done it, but I don't hate it. My cold little heart has grown 15 sizes larger, as they said in the grid. So maybe it's smaller after tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, you're catching strays in the chat, and I'm not even gonna bring up the Mauricio comments. He's all surfs up. Where's the?
Not a shit. It almost was a tidal wave with the amount of rain that we've had out here recently. So excited to get home. Maybe I'll see some of you guys. Come say what's up to me if you see me at the game on Friday. I'll have a couple tall boys. Hopefully, do they have the beer sword yet?
I thought I might have seen it like during the intermission, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I saw Marty with it on the broadcast, but I don't know if any fans have had it yet. I am gonna get my butter dish on Sunday, so I'm excited about that. The butter dish is gonna turn the season around.
The butter dish, yeah. I mean, hopefully, because the butter lamb, was the gravy boat.
It was the gravy boat.
Gravy boat was the curse.
Disaster.
Right?
Disastrous.
The gravy boat, it all went downhill. And
if anyone is in possession of a gravy boat, please ceremoniously throw it against your pavement and then go to the game on Sunday and get yourself a butter dish.
They will have the beer sword Friday and Saturday. Will the beer sword end up on the ice if they get?
No, absolutely not. I'm keeping that thing. I'm keeping that thing for life. I'll throw something else. I'm not throwing the beer sword. I'm having 2, potentially 3 beer swords on Friday. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Well, if Peyton Krebs ends up with 18 minutes and they lose 5 goose,
I'll have 6 then. I don't care.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for hopping on. If you've enjoyed the show, and you're watching along on YouTube, please hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Hit the little bell icon so when we go live, you drop that elbow on it. Goes a long way with the algorithm. If you're watching along on Twitter, please make sure you're following me at Duane S39, at CHurls13. You can find the podcast at 2 Goalies 1 Mike on Twitter and Instagram. Find us on Facebook as well at Built in Buffalo. On Facebook at Built in Buffalo _ on Twitter and Instagram. We appreciate all the follows. We appreciate all the love. As always, go Sabres. When's the next game, Hurls?
Friday night.
Friday night? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said that a couple of times. Beer swords incoming. We'll talk to you then.